not 10, 20, 30, not even 50 men brandishing swords could come and destroy one Nalanda. But now he's saying, not one Nalanda. One Brahmin with supernatural psychic powers could come and destroy 10, 20, 30 or 50 Nalandas in one thought with intense hatred. Now again, what does the Buddha say? Hold on. Householder, think carefully before you reply, because what you say now does not agree with what you said earlier. Because what did he say earlier? That physical offense is more powerful than mental offense. But what are you saying now? Mental action is more powerful than physical action. So I think there's another example. I'm going to skip that just for in the interest of time. You can find this sutra on in the Tripitaka or in the, of course you have to find it in the Tripitaka. Where else would you find it? It's also available on the internet if you just do a quick search. So ultimately, so there's a fourth example the Buddha goes in. I'm not going to talk about that in the moment. Now again the Buddha says, well, householder, think carefully before you answer. The latter does not agree with your former statement. And on all four occasions, the Buddha was able to prove to Pali that his view, his belief was flawed. And then finally, Upali says, Venerable Sir, with your very first illustration, not the second or the third, with your very first, because this is a wise man. This is an intelligent chap. He's an intelligent chap. With your very first illustration, I was satisfied and delighted with the Blessed One. Okay? Nevertheless, I'm glad that he continued this conversation. Okay? Because that's why, that conversation allowed us to witness the compassion and the wisdom of the Buddha. Nevertheless, as I wish to hear the Blessed One's beautiful expositions of these problems, I thought of contradicting the Blessed One. So why did he contradict? Because he wanted to hear the Buddha continue his exposition. He was impressed by the first illustration and he was converted with the first illustration, but he just wanted the Buddha to continue. And then he says, excellent, Venerable Sir, excellent. It is, Venerable Sir, as if a man were to set up right that which was overturned, or were to reveal that which was hidden, or were to point the way to one who had gone astray. Where else have you heard this? Pretty much everywhere. Everywhere you see someone being converted from their set of beliefs to that of the Buddha's teaching. You will see this appear time and time again, even in the Piritpota. Angulimala or Alavaka, in the Alavaka Sutra you will find this. Or to hold a lamp, or were to hold a lamp amidst the darkness, so that those who have eyes may see. Even so has the doctrine been expounded in various ways by the Blessed One. I too, Venerable Sir, take refuge in the Buddha. What did he come now to do? What did he come to do? To convert the Buddha. See what he's saying now. I, Venerable Sir, take refuge in the Buddha, the doctrine and the order which being the Sangha. May the Blessed One receive me as a follower, as one who has taken refuge from this very day to life's end. Now, you want to hear what the Buddha said after that? He says, householder, please make a thorough investigation. It is good for a distinguished man like you, because Upali is no ordinary man. Right? He's a very respected, well-to-do, affluent person in society. He is the chief benefactor of the Nigantas. So you can imagine there was a large population of Nigantas. And for this man to be the chief benefactor, you know how much power Anathapindika had, how much money he had, right? He was a very wealthy man. So this is the same, except in the Niganta Nathaputta's order. So it is good for a distinguished man like you to make a thorough investigation before you convert. Venerable Sir, now this is the Upali replying to the Buddha. Venerable Sir, I was satisfied with what you said before, when you gave me those illustrations, and I realized that I was wrong in the way I was thinking. But now, having listened to what you said about Think twice before you convert. Think twice before you go and say that I have now listened to the Buddha's teaching and I am now a disciple of the Buddha and so on and so forth. I am still more satisfied and delighted with the Blessed One because he cautions me. He cautions me, householder, make a thorough investigation. It is well for a distinguished man like you to first make a thorough investigation. For Venerable Sir, other religious leaders have acquired me as a disciple. Who would acquire me as a disciple would carry banners around the whole of Nalanda. So you can imagine what a powerful man Upali was. If other religious leaders were able to convert me and take me upon as one of their benefactors, they would carry banners around all of Nalanda saying, Upali, the householder, has become a disciple of ours. However, on the contrary, the Blessed One admonishes me first to make a thorough investigation. For the second time, Venerable Sir, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Sangha, and the order. And then the Buddha continues, Upali, like we would in our word, Upali, for a long time now, householder, your family has been like a fountain to the naked ascetics. Hence, you must bear in mind that alms should be given to those who come. See, what is the Buddha saying? Up until this point, those people have relied on your generosity, on your alms. So from now on, what must you do? Continue. Not stop, continue. To which you can imagine what Upali's words would be. Such words, Venerable Sir. He would have, in today's idioms, he would have said, that is like music to my ears, Venerable Sir. What he says is, such words, Venerable Sir, make me still more satisfied and delighted with the Blessed One. I have heard, Venerable Sir, that the Samana Gautama speaks thus. To me alone should alms be given, not to others. To my disciples alone should alms be given, not to the disciples of others. Alms given to me alone is productive of much fruit, not so the alms given to others. Alms given to my disciples alone is productive of much fruit, not so the alms given to the disciples of others. But on the contrary, see, this is what Upali has heard up until now. He has heard up until now that what the Samana Gautama says is, don't give anybody else, give everything to me. Don't give anybody else, give it all to me. But what he's realizing now is the complete opposite. The complete opposite. But on the contrary, the Blessed One advises me to bestow alms on the naked ascetics also. Venerable Sir, we shall know when that is suitable. For the third time, Venerable Sir, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the order. May the Blessed One receive me as a follower, as one who has taken refuge from this very day to life's end. So that is the conversation that happened between the two of them. And then there's a little bit more detail, which I'm going to skip for now. And so it goes on and on and on and on. And then what happens is he goes back. So now Upali is a convert. Okay? He came in an ascetic, or he came in a follower of Nigantanatha Putta, and is going back a disciple of the Buddha. So he goes back home. Yes, he goes back home. Then Upali, the householder, having thus in the dispensation of the Exalted One seen the truth, attained to the truth. So the Buddha also gives him a sermon, and now he becomes a Sotapanna. Having attained to the truth, comprehended the truth, penetrated the truth, overcome doubt, cast off uncertainty, and gained full confidence without dependence on another. Parato gosa pratya. Or in other words, parapratya rahita. You don't need now to be dependent on any other. Remember we talked about the seed being planted in one's mind, and then you no longer need someone else to plant that seed once again for you. So in other words, he has now become a Sotapanna. He said to the Blessed One, well, Venerable Sir, we must now be going, we have much to do. So he takes leave. And thereupon, Upali the householder, delighted with the words of the Blessed One, having expressed his gratitude, rose from his seat, saluted the Blessed One, respectfully passed round him to the right and proceeded to his residence. So reaching home, he meets his gatekeeper. He even has a gatekeeper. So, of course, this is a very wealthy man. He's got a gatekeeper. Do you have a gatekeeper? My dad had one. His name was Chico. Right, so he has a gatekeeper. Then he says, from today, my dear gatekeeper, to naked ascetics, male and female, my gates are shut. My gates are shut. But wide open are they to bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, be they male or female, or lay disciples of the Blessed One. If any naked ascetic comes, you should say to him, halt, Venerable Sir, do not enter. Henceforth, Upali the householder, having become a disciple of the Samana Gotama, shuts the gate against the naked ascetics, but open are they to the bhikkhus and bhikkhunis and the lay disciples of the Blessed One. So if you had gone, he would have greeted you. Lay disciples, right? See? If Venerable Sir, you are in need of alms, stand just here and they will bring it to you. So he is true to his word to the Buddha. But Buddha never said, allow them to come into your home. That was not the agreement. He said, I will continue to feed them. So what he says is, yes, I'll feed you. You can't come in. We'll bring it. So now they want to get used to the takeaway method. Okay? First it was dine in. Now it's takeaway. See, takeaway was invented a long time ago. You thought it was a recent invention. 2,500 years ago, they invented takeaway. I wonder where home delivery is. Okay, so very good, Venerable Sir, said the gatekeeper in response to Upali the householder. Now, so time passed by, and then Dikatapasi the naked ascetic heard that Upali the householder had become a disciple of the Gotama, of the Samana Gotama. So he went to Nigantanatha Putta and said, I am given to understand, Venerable Sir, that Upali has become a disciple of the Samana Gotama. See, I told you not to send him. I told you again and again and again, but did you listen to me? No, you didn't listen to me. Now what does Nigantanatha Buddha says? No. Can't be. It is absolutely impossible, Tapasi. It can never happen that Upali the householder should become a disciple of the Samana Gotama. However, there is certainly a possibility that the Samana Gotama might have become a disciple of Upali. Or rather, of me. Well, little does he know what he is about to find out. A second and third time did Dikatapasi the naked ascetic address Nigantanatha Putta, but on every occasion, Nigantanatha Putta says, no, absolutely impossible. It is not possible that Upali would have become a convert. He is my chief benefactor, and there is no way that he could have become a disciple of the Buddha. However, it is certainly possible that the Buddha has become a disciple of mine. Right. So he says, go Tapasi. So Nigantanatha Putta is he's very confident. So he says, Tapasi, go. Go and find out for yourself. Go Tapasi and find out whether Upali is now a disciple of the Gotama or a disciple of mine. You'll find out. Just go to his home and go and ask for alms. Then what did Dikatapasi do? He proceeded to the residence of Upali, and the doorkeeper, seeing him come into the distance, said, what? Halt! Was he expecting this? Of course not. He said, halt, Venerable Sir, do not enter. Henceforth, Upali the householder, having become a disciple of the Samana Gotama. You can imagine what must be happening to this man now. Right? Having become a disciple of the Samana Gotama, shuts the gates against the naked ascetics, but they are open to the bhikkhu, bhikkhunis, upasaka, upasikas. However, if you are in need of alms, just stand here and we will bring it to you. Now, you can imagine the look on Dikatapasi's face. He went from an upward smile to a downward smile. He said, no, I'm not in need of alms. I'm not friend, it's fine. I'm going to go. So he turned back in a mighty rush. Now he's going back to meet whom? Nigantanatha Putta. Not Pussa, which is probably how he's feeling right now. But he went back to see Nigantanatha Putta. He went to Nigantanatha Putta and said, see, I told you no. Right? It is only too true, Venerable Sir, that Upali has become a disciple of the Samana Gotama. I was not heeded by you, Venerable Sir, with regard to my disapproval of his going to refute the Samana Gotama. Undoubtedly, he is enticed from you, Venerable Sir, by the alluring magic of Samana Gotama. He's a wizard. That's Samana Gotama. He's a wizard. Look, he's performed his magic. And now we have lost Upali. What does Nigantanath Buddha say again? God, I've never met such an adamant man. It is absolutely impossible, Tapasi, that the Samana Gautama has become it is absolutely impossible that Upali has become a disciple of Samana Gautama. However, you know the rest of it. 3 times again he had to say, and on each occasion he did not agree. Now what does Nigantanath Buddha do? He goes. Right? All these people, they've gone nuts. What are they talking about? They've all gone crazy. Let me go to Upali's house. So Nigantanath Buddha, with a large company of naked ascetics, proceeded to the residence of Upali. Okay? Seeing him coming in the distance, the doorkeeper said, what? Halt. Venerable sir, do not enter. If you are in need of alms, you may stand here and we will bring it to you. From here forth it is takeaway. No dining. Then Nigantanath Buddha says, well then, my good gatekeeper, go and inform Upali. You don't know who you're talking to. Right? Go and inform Upali that venerable Nigantanath Buddha is here. Not any of Nigantanath Buddha. That venerable Nigantanath Buddha is here. No. That the venerable Sir Nigantanath Buddha is here. The son of Natha, with a large company of naked ascetics, is standing in the porch outside the gates and wishes to see him. So he's summoning Upali. Very good, replied the gatekeeper, and going to Upali the householder, he informed him to that effect. In that case, my good gatekeeper, prepare seats in the central vestibule. So you see, of course, now Upali has become a disciple of the Buddha. Right? He's not steadfast to his ways. He's a compassionate person now. So he says, fine, then let's open, let them come in. Prepare seats, let them come and sit. Very good, venerable sir, the gatekeeper replied, and having prepared seats in the central vestibule, he went and informed Upali. The seats are arranged, venerable sir. You can now proceed if you consider it is time for you. Thereupon, not long to go, Upali the householder went to the central vestibule, and sitting on the highest, finest, greatest, and most valuable seat, he said to the doorkeeper. So usually what happens is, in Upali's residence, when Nigantanath Buddha comes with his folk, Upali offers the highest, finest, greatest, and most valuable seat to Nigantanath Buddha. But on this occasion, he takes that seat and he says, my good doorkeeper, go to Nigantanath Buddha and say, you may enter if you wish, and you can come and take a seat as you see fit. But who's taken the best and the highest and the greatest and the most valuable seat? Upali has. So Nigantanath Buddha, with a large company of naked ascetics, proceeded to the central vestibule. You can imagine what he's going through right now. He's probably thinking, this is a bad nightmare, can someone wake me up please? Right, so he's present, Upali is sitting in the front seat. Usually the custom would be, he would come and worship at his feet, and now he's standing like, what's going on here? Now, so Nigantanath Buddha says, on previous occasions, immediately Upali sees Nigantanath Buddha coming in the distance. Instantly he goes forward to meet him, and having dusted with his upper garment the highest, finest, greatest, and most valuable seat there, holding the Nigantanath Buddha lightly by means of the garment, makes him sit down. But on this occasion, Upali himself occupied the highest, finest, greatest, and most valuable seat there is. And so thus spoke to Nigantanath, there are seats, please be seated if you wish. So now Nigantanath is asking Upali, are you mad or are you stupid? Who's asking? Nigantanath Buddha is asking Upali, are you mad or are you stupid? Then, like how we say among us friends, Pisu the hatid. That's what he's asking, right? Are you mad or are you stupid? I go, venerable sir, you said. So Upali is now relaying this story back to, so Nigantanath Buddha relaying this story back to Upali and saying, this is what you said you would do. You said you would go and refute the Samana Gautama, but you have returned bound by the great entanglement of controversy. Before you went, you said you will go and debate with the Samana Gautama and you will win him over. But now you have returned. Everyone's talking about this great controversy that you have changed. You are not welcoming the ascetics anymore. You are not feeding them in your home anymore. What's going on? What's changed? And then he says, it is as if, so you can imagine Nigantanatha Buddha's dismay at what's happening. He says, it is as if, householder, a man were to go, so there used to be a practice whereby you go and you'll have heard of the word castration. So it's where you remove the reproductive organs of an animal, right? This happens in this day and age. So it used to happen back in those days also. So Nigantanatha Buddha says, it's as if you've gone to castrate someone and you've come back castrated. Right? So this is the simile that he's saying. What's happened to you? Are you stupid or are you mad?